Hello and welcome to my alternative channel. And today, on Christmas Eve 2023, we're looking at St. Arnold Ye Olde Christmas Ale, 7.5% alcohol, 26 bitterness units, introduced in 1995. First time I had it was in the brown bottle, but they got cans, a lot of cans now with St. Arnold. But you can find bottles, cans with them. Okay, so Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. This was $9.99 at Mathern's Market. So here on Anti-War, we're looking at it. We get a beige head and a reddish brown clear appearance. It's hard to tell with the light the way it is. I put on this lamp. But yeah, it's mostly clear. Just the darkness of it makes it hard to see through. But it says on their website it's sold October to December. So after this week coming up, after this week or next Sunday, the first day of the next week, it won't be sold. They might have bottles and cans left over, of course. A rich copper colored hearty ale, perfect for the holiday season with a malty sweetness and spicy hop character. 5 different. And they use 2 different hop varieties. Doesn't say anything about it being flavored or spiced, though. Doesn't say anything about spices in it. Now, Abita, their Christmas ale, I think it's the same thing. Like, it has just different hops and malts, and it'll appear to be spiced, but I don't think it really is. Now, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, our special ale that was produced from 1975 to 2022. That one did have spices generally from Anchor. And they change the recipe every year. Abita alters their recipe every year. They don't change it by much, doesn't appear. And this, they don't remark on that, so I assume it's the same every year. Although I think they have increased the ABV. When I first had it, it was 7.0, and then it went to 7.2, and now it's 7.5. So it has increased in alcohol, so it might have pumped up. And I think the number of malts and hops have changed. So yeah, they have changed it, not drastically. Okay, it smells malty, bready, very bready, brown bread crust. There you go. Taste, cheers. Yeah, rich bread crust. Spicy from the hops. Piney, a little spicy. Oh, it's 26 IBUs. I'm shocked they're not calling it Christmas IPA. Because they got some companies out there got a 26 IBU ale. They won't call it an IPA. It's a joke. It's a tragic kingdom. Gwen Stefani wasn't here. But it's got St. Arnold dressed up like St. Nicholas, but there's St. Nicholas in the background, but only 2 deer though. Only 2 reindeer. He's kind of like waving it. St. Arnold is waving a St. Nicholas. St. Arnold, St. Nicholas. Tommy Carroll, Merry Christmas, Louisiana Beer Reviews. Jesus is the reason for the season. I agree with that. Body, medium. Finish, mostly dry, like a proper beer. Sweetness, yeah, about 3.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. Got some sweetness going on now. Bitterness, yeah. At 26 bitterness units, you think it'd be 2.5 out of 5 hop cones, but it's really like three. Sorry, got my fingers messed up. 3 out of 5 hop cones, I would say. So it's got a lot of sweetness, got a lot of bitterness, but doesn't have too much sweetness. It doesn't have too much bitterness. I know most people are watching the National Socialist Football League, and I was watching it. And I am going to go watch a little bit more of, as much as I could stand of watching Tampa Bay and Jacksonville. I don't know how much I could tolerate of that. It was 10-0 when I put it on mute, but see if I could tolerate it. See, there's with the light, you can see the can on the desk. There's a Christmas ornament in somebody's hand. Putting it on the tree. People say, what is that? That's a calendar. Got the photo at the top and the dates at the bottom. I don't know if you can get this beer where you live. I know it's sold in Texas. I know it's sold in Louisiana. I don't know about any other states. You would think New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, but I don't know. I've never seen anybody from those states doing reviews on St. Arnold beers. Don't see many people from those states doing reviews at all. There was a guy and his son, they started doing beer reviews. They were in Arkansas. That didn't last very long. They were hyped up about it at first, and it, as usual, petered out. I don't know. Everybody's different, Some people get excited about it, and then they decide later, I don't feel like doing it. Then they stop doing it. No big deal. It's not our jail. They don't have to do it. I just kept doing it. If you play in Defender, I'll be your Stargate. I have seen a number of channels, though, deteriorate into just live hangout channels. That's all they do. They start off doing reviews, and that's fairly structured. Some are very loose and never particularly structured. Then you'll notice they'll start to devolve, not evolve. They'll start having gas, and then it's a bunch of chit chat, and then you never see any more reviews. And then it's just hours long of these people just talking about who knows what. I never watch them, so I don't know. And that's it. There are no more reviews. That you can forget it. And I think it's sort of like laziness involved with it, honestly, because it takes no effort. They just put on the thing, get on one of these services. They pay for it once a month, click live, and just talk. Don't have to do any research. Don't have to think about the product. I would never want to do that, and I definitely don't want to watch it. It would be like going to a bar room and watch people talk. I mean, that's fine, I guess. But to literally just sit, and then you could hand them notes of what your comments are, because you couldn't really talk to them. I mean, these chat groups, I guess you could join, but I don't know. I'm just talking about channels, I've seen it happen. I can name them. You know who they are. I never join. I want no part of it. I'm not opposed to do what you want. I mean, if they want to do that, it makes no difference to me, especially since their interests don't conflict with my interests. But what I'm saying to you is that's not why I started watching a channel. I thought they were doing beer reviews or whiskey or whatever. No, I mean, but anyway, this beer is awesome. I love it. It's great. Yes, you really can get a craft beer for $9.99 a 6-pack. And it will not be shabby. Not in this case. You can find an awesome, it's 95 out of 100. 95 out of 100. Winter warmer. Yeah, I guess you call it that. 95 out of 100. Most excellent A. And $9.99 plus tax. And it can be done. I think I saw it at one store for $9.49. I felt bad because I'd already bought it. I think Rouse's had it $9.49. Of course, it might have been a sales tag that was out of date. You know, you got to watch these big stores. They don't keep up with their tags or something. But they don't keep up with their tags or something. But I could think of quite a few craft beers that are still $9.99 a 6-pack. And that are really good, $10.99 even. So why are we paying all these high prices, right? For stuff that's usually not any better. Louisiana Beer Review, some of those shows remind me of The View. Wow. Yeah, The View. I'm sure some of them would never let me on because I might not have political views that they would consider correct. And it's funny because they could come on my channel and I would not ban them as long as they, use appropriate language and they didn't dominate, let everybody speak. I'd let them come on. I wouldn't agree with them. And of course, if they got into a debate with me, I would probably make them look pretty bad. But I don't do the banning. I don't do that. My channel, but then my channel is not like what you're talking about. I don't do these long, drawn-out discussion things about here, there, and everywhere, upside down and forward, backwards, diagonal, side to side. I don't do all that. Louisiana Beer Reviews have some Bell's Christmas Ale for tomorrow. Have you ever tried that or review? I did review it. We used to get Bell's down here. You can still find it if you put a big effort forward. I'm not putting a big effort forward. I never did love Bell's beers. I always thought they had a weird off flavor. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but I just always thought most of their beers had some weird off flavor, like something was almost like their equipment wasn't clean or something. I don't know, there's something weird about it. Yeah, Dixie beer back in the 90s and 2000s. Yeah, Dixie beer had an off flavor, but it was like an off good flavor. It was like sour but good. Where like Bell's was off and not good. And I'm sorry to say that. If their beers started coming back into prominence around here, yeah, I'd buy them and I'd review them. But I'm certainly not going to go track them down. One good thing about this Christmas season, I went to Mathern's a little while ago, and their beer section was wiped out, even the craft beer section. So that means they're going to have to bring in a whole bunch of new stock because a lot of that stuff was getting very old on the shelf. I know it has been up there 6 months or longer. So I was like, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, y'all keep buying all that. Buy it all for Christmas. And I heard some lady talking, saying like, oh, I can't drink it if it's a little bit warm or something. This is an 8% alcohol, high ABV. I don't know what she was talking about. She was talking to her friend. I didn't get involved, but yeah, that's a good thing about this season. One good thing about the season, they can wipe out the old beers and replenish. But I know they didn't do it all. It's probably only half, so there might still be a lot of other ones that's going to be old. Hopefully they wiped out Winn-Dixie and Walmart too. Cash Saver. Yeah, I could see where they had gouged their beer section, but mostly they gouged Miller High Life, Pabst, Michelob Ultra. They didn't really gouge the doggone craft beer section that they have. Maybe some fresh brews are now on the way. Oh yeah, they'll order more. There's no doubt. They want that area packed. Oh yeah, they'll order it. Y'all want to see? Okay, so 95 out of 100, most excellent. If anybody wants to see what I bought, if you want to see any new things, let me know on show and tell. If not, we'll close it down. So I can show you what I bought going once. I could show. Okay, he says yeah. Wayne says yeah. My friend David gave me this as a gift for Christmas. Now my daughter was talking about coming over today, and I was going to review this with her and her boyfriend. Louisiana has some Celebration Ale from Sierra Nevada for tonight. Haven't had it in a couple of years. Oh yeah, Celebration is always superb. So she said, no, I'm gonna come over tomorrow, Christmas Day. I said, okay. I don't like waiting around, people. Okay, no matter who it is. Here's Trader Joe's 2023 a vintage special ale. You see this. I didn't see it. They had it the day after Thanksgiving and it sold out in like one day. And I wasn't going to Trader Joe's the day after Thanksgiving because I left to go on a trip to England the day after Thanksgiving. I had to get on the plane. The plane left at noon. Trader Joe's vintage ale. This is a 22-ounce bottle. No, or 25.4, 750, a size of a wine bottle, right? Yeah, 750. Yeah. 9% dark ale brewed with spices on lees. That means dead yeast. Unibrew of Canada. Limited edition. Crafted once a year. Bottle condition. That means they got, it's live yeast, not dead yeast. Live yeast. Keep the bottle upright. Don't worry about that. This is like $5.99 at Trader Joe's. I'm not kidding. Maybe it's $6.99, but I think it's $5.99. My friend David was like, "You should have got one." I was like, "I was on a trip." Like I said, I took a plane to Dallas, Fort Worth Airport. Then they flew to London, a different plane, this big old plane. And then had to hurry up and check in. Thankfully, that went quickly. Get on the smaller plane, still a jet plane, a smaller plane to British Gibraltar. Took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And then the next day, taking a boat, the ship, a boat, you think of a sailboat, the ship to Africa, Spanish territory in Africa, stayed 2 days in Africa, then back to Spain, Spanish, European Spain, the main part in Spain, where the rain on the plane. Okay, and then back to Gibraltar, and then back to England, overnight in England, got to eat a tuna and cheese sandwich in England and review Carpacki. 9% beer. I said, I'm getting a strong beer. I don't care. I got to get on the plane, but I'm going to drink that 9%er. At first, I didn't like it. But then as I sipped on it, after I cut the video off, I was like, man, this stuff's pretty good. Well, it was too late. All right. So Trader Joe's, I got that. Ethanol. Yeah, it is building up more alcohol in it. Yeah. So it could be higher than 9% by the time you pop it open. But it might be, 9.2. But now after 5 years, it might be 10. Who knows? Here is Wild Range IPA from a double IPA, Imperial IPA from Olde. 8.5. Oh, don't drink too many of these. And then I paid too much for this, but somebody gave me the money, so they gave me the $25. So I spent the $25. The $25. The gift card. I have 88 cents left on the gift card on this. A flavored malt beverage, like Four Loko, Bourbon County brand Bananas Foster Stout. Oh my goodness. What in the world? What is the world coming to? Stout aged in bourbon barrels with bananas, almonds, cassia bark, and natural flavors. Oh, yeah, just what I wanted, a beer aged with bark. Develops up to 5 years in a bottle. 2023. Contains wheat and almonds for the people that's allergic to that. And it's 13.9%. Oh, it's only 13.9. That's just like Four Loko. I feel ripped off. I feel cheated. Then I could show y'all a rye whiskey my friend David gave me if you're interested. Okay, the substance with many designated names, aka ethyl alcohol, grain alcohol, drinking alcohol. I've seen that brew at my local store, but never bought one yet. What you talking about? Talking about the Bourbon County? Are you talking about the the Bourbon County brand? Yeah, $21.99. What's that is a total ripoff, but I bought it. No one made me buy it, but I mean, it is a ripoff, I mean, if you're dumb enough to buy it, yeah, glass embossment. If you're dumb enough to buy it, like I am, then you get it. I could buy Four Loko 13.9% for $3, not $21.99. And I get more. I get 23.5 ounces. Now, something tells me Four Loko is not as quality as this. Oh well, I'm just kidding around. But if you want to see the rye whiskey, I'll show it to you. I'm gonna go put these back in the fridge. If I come back and you say yeah, I'll show it. If not, I'm out. I'm out of here. Yeah, beer. Sure. Yeah, beer. Okay, I'll show you. Go put this can in by the sink, rinse it out. Okay. Templeton Rye, 4-year aged. You remember these guys got in trouble years ago because they were trying to make it seem like it was from Iowa or wherever they're located. Thank you, David. He got a deal on this. I mean, he got a deal. He got it for $17.99. You cannot find this for no $17.99, but he did. Small town, strong spirit. It is from a small town, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. But Templeton is in doggone Templeton, Iowa. But this rye whiskey is distilled in Indiana at that old distillery in Lawrenceburg that's got the big sign on it that says Seagram's on the smokestack. Seagram. So But you know, they don't want people to know. No. All right, so that is where it's from. Same thing with Bullet. You get Bullet Rye, Bullet. You get George Dickel Rye, Templeton Rye. They all come in from that same distillery in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, with the big smokestack that says Seagram's on it. But anyway, the Bourbon County is a bit out of my price range. It's out of my price range too, really. But somebody did give me the $25 gift card. So since it was free, then it was in my price range. You get it? Okay, that's it. I'll try the Templeton Rye in a few months, maybe sometime in mid 2024, because I've got to finish the bourbon taste challenges. I've been trying to expedite those, you know, meaning get it rolling. Then I got American blended whiskey. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, but I'm not going for it today. And then I got Canadian blended whiskey. Then I've got Irish blended whiskey. I found a private label for Total Wine and More. They just admit it's a private label. That's cool. Then I've got single malt Scotch, blended Scotch. Look at all these. That's what, 7. I've got brandy from Mexico, Presidente. I bought a bottle yesterday, $15.99. Used to be $13.99. Should have jumped on it when it was. I've got rum. Oh, Calypso Gold Rum from Kentucky. I got tequila. You know that Jose Cuervo Gold 100% agave. Now, see, I say Jose Cuervo, and people go flipping out. No, it's the 100% agave Jose Cuervo that most people don't know about, apparently. That's 10. Then I got the mezcal. That mezcal, I can't remember the name. Then I'm going to get to the rye. So I got 10 different classes of liquor to go through till I get to the Templeton Rye. But I can work pretty fast, you know. It's a beautiful bottle. It is a beautiful bottle. It doesn't say straight rye. It says rye. Uh-oh. That means it could have coloring and flavoring added. Yes, that is allowed. Read your specs. Read your regs, as they say. Read your regs. I didn't say they had coloring and flavoring. I said they could have it, and why isn't it called straight? Got to be some reason. Did you get any good? Okay, last comments and we out of here. Did you get anything good when you were in England? Yeah, I got that tuna and cheese sandwich, like pimento cheese. I mean, it was very good. It was very fishy tasting. You could taste that fish oil, you know. Probably wasn't the highest grade tuna, but it was good. I mean, I didn't mind it. It was a good breakfast, and I had coffee and tea at the hotel. Once they taught me how to use the coffee pot, and then I had that Carpacchi, excuse me, that Carpacchi 9% beer. And then when I was at the airport, bored out of my mind, waiting for the flight, I got there early, like they always say, get there early. Well, I got there early. The line took 5 minutes. Then I was waiting. Went to every store in that airport in England. But I was at these liquor stores, you know me, you know, and I was just walking around. And they said, would you like to try Johnny Walker Blue Label? I already had it, you know, but I said, well, of course. And then Johnny Walker Blue Label Special Edition. I said, naturally. Johnny Walker, Chivas Brothers Royal Salute, 21-year age, 2023 edition. I said, of course I'll try that. It was awesome. Then I asked one guy, could I try something? He acted aggravated. I wanted to say, listen here, you got all these whiskeys on display. Obviously, you're giving samples. There's nothing going on. Nobody's around. You can't give a sample. But I didn't say all that. He just says, yeah, we can give a sample. Which one do you want? What do you say if you interested in one? And I wanted to say, yeah, I'm interested in a sample, not buying it, if that's what you're alluding to. But I don't know, I'm not sarcastic, and I don't come at people hard, but couldn't understand why he would care. You getting paid by the hour. You're not doing anything. There's nothing happening. There's like literally nothing going on. Or like, oh, what are you going to do? Look at your smartphone? But he let me try one. It was good, of course. They're always good. So that kind of helped pass the time. But I couldn't understand that. Like, why is that a problem? But the girl was really friendly. The girl at the Chivas Regal place, Chivas Brothers, she was like, oh, you want to try this Chivas Brothers Royal Salute 21-year age? And who in the world wouldn't want to try that? It's $199 a bottle if you get it cheap. Who wouldn't want to try it? Okay, let's go get off of this. Being close to Scotland, I would think some good whiskeys were all over that place. Oh, it was loaded with whiskey. Huh. You wouldn't believe it. There was so much Scotch in there. It was like craziness. That was their main thing, Scotch. In Gibraltar too, which is not close to England. That's close to Africa and Spain on the Mediterranean Sea. But they had all kind of Scotch. Expensive one, $300 bottles, and cheap. They had cheap Scotch. They had Scotch for $4.99, and I'm not kidding about that. $4.99. I almost wanted to buy it so that I could just, review one so cheap. But I said, nah, what am I going to do? Carry this bottle around? I had nowhere to put it. And then I was worried if I tried to take the ship to Africa, they would say, oh, you can't take that on the ship. We're going to confiscate it. The Spanish officials, they're going to confiscate it. And you know what's going to happen with it when they confiscate it. It's not going to get wasted. So I was like, nah. Okay, but I was tempted, very tempted. If I'd have been like 5 days straight in the same place, I would have definitely bought one. Sounds like a good meal to me, especially with the 9% brew. Yeah, it was. I mean, it really was. It really was. Christmas Eve. Oh, Merry Christmas, says Butch. Thank you. Same to you. And they did feed us on the plane a full meal. You go on the plane, the meal is like a banquet meal, like a frozen food meal you get from the Walmart or other grocery store. But I mean, it was all right. It was better than that, but you know what I'm saying. It wasn't anything you would brag about. Have a Merry Christmas, brother. Same to you all. And they swig that down. Yeah, they're not gonna waste it. If they confiscate your liquor at the Spanish border, you just know as well as I do, it's not gonna get thrown out. You know what's gonna happen with it. So I was like, nah, I'm not giving them free liquor. I don't care how cheap it is. All right, so they probably swig all the confiscated liquors. Do you think they're going to waste it? I watched a whole video yesterday about how they had all kind of people having trouble at the Spanish border. I thought it was me, like they were singling me out. No. Been going on since the middle of November. They're bothering everybody about all kind of stuff. And I didn't have anything they were going to confiscate. They're not going to confiscate blue jeans and socks. So, I have enough sense to know what I'm doing when I cross the border. All right, we all take care now. Bye-bye.